tried it, it just didn't do what I wanted to do. So that's why I wrote my own method of doing it, where it definitely attributes the right voice to the right person. If you speak close together, the other one couldn't take it. What I wrote, it works and it works well.
Amazing. Nice, nice, nice. Trying to think of anything else. Yeah, that's pretty much just keep. Yeah, we're gonna go deeper into GenSpark. That's gonna be helpful. The AI video is gonna get a lot better, especially playing with Kling. Have you played with Kling yet?
I was playing with Hydra, playing with Hydra today.
Sid's using a mixture of Hydra and then Kling to do the videos,
Yeah,
and then I think those are like the best of the two starting off before you get into like a VO3 kind of thing.
yeah, excellent. Yeah,
Amazing,
I'll have a play with that as well.
nice.
Oh, God.
I'll highlight at the very
I'm
end
looking
if you.
at 105. I'm not looking this old, no. I need to change. I've got a big light above me. It's far too bright.
The whole line is like, no, you're good.
I'll
Amazing.
need my avatar. I'll have my avatar on here next time instead.
Yeah,
In Hot 22.
the Avatar. I mean, everyone thinks my stuff now is an AI avatar. Like, that's a clone reading the news. That's not real. And I'm like, bro, of course. And I fixed the coloring on the camera, so I was like, sure, whatever. Thanks for the comment.
Yeah, brilliant. No problem, is it? It's the way forward. And some of that stuff Sid's doing is brilliant. Really, really like it. A lot of stuff that the guys and girls are doing here is brilliant.
Yeah, if everyone hasn't checked out, definitely look at the discussion feed and see Sid's vegan ad.
Yeah, it's excellent.
Does and that what I like the most about it too is like he didn't wait for a client. He's like, I'm gonna make up ChatGPT. I'm gonna make up this company. I'm gonna pretend like they hired me, and I'm gonna do this whole ad campaign. And so that's where I really like that hack. It's like, don't wait for permission. Just start creating and put those portfolio pieces out so that people, whether it be the custom GPTs, share that with your community, or the videos that you're doing and stuff, because people want to see like, oh wow, because they're either, hey, can you do that for me, or hey, how did you do that? And so you could do courses as well too. So
Yeah, brilliant.
amazing, amazing. Let's go with Sarah. Welcome back. What's a win and what's a big question?
Hey. Well, I'm just kind of coming back and getting acclimated to everything again and seeing what I missed. I'm like, don't learn anything until I get back. Yeah, it's on it. Um, so I just at late at night, I've been putting more little word search books together, but nothing really big. I'm working on a voice to invoice for my son-in-law right now. He does a contractor work, and I did just
Interesting.
stumble upon what's it called? Wit AI. Have you heard of that?
No,
It's a
check it
Meta
out.
thing, but it's got. It looks like it already has built-in features of voice. When I asked GenSpark, was there a quicker way to make this happen? It said Wit AI was the first one that popped up because it had pre-built stuff in there I could use with N8N. So I was just opening that as I popped on here. So I thought I would ask if somebody had already explored it yet.
Interesting. And then the use case is basically to
It's
voice
basically to
attacks.
speak into the phone.
Okay.
He wants to be able to look, talk into his phone and say, create an invoice for blah 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 for so much amount, and then be done with it.
Hmm.
Um, and so it went through, the steps with Whisper or um, other things, and I said, "Is there a faster way?" And it popped this up. So
Gotcha.
it's there's a lot of things for like advanced track, play music, blah blah blah. But there is one on there that says to trigger a new app, a different app. So that's where I am in that.
And then you'll put this in the NAN workflow kind of
Yeah,
thing,
and then
or
it would go into the workflow for NAN to trigger whatever app I'm going to send it to. And I guess Google um, to automize what you have just posted, the tax thing.
for content, and would love some feedback. Because and let's see, AI. Let's see. Do AI command. Dara's in the comments or in the DMs with me, and we're trying to solve this huge big challenge in her business where she needs she has to do two steps. One, calculate sales tax, either or just tax for a purchase order, and then two, pop that into a PDF or a Word invoice. Basically, is the workflow. Recommend it. It was GenSpark came last as a recommendation, but then I asked ChatGPT some other solutions here too. So,
So it gave a breakdown for what AI speech to text template because it has a free API,
mm-hmm.
and then Telegram AI bot template is
Ooh.
voice to text processing, and then Siri Apple shortcuts for voice activation, and then Open Whisper is like I think it says 0.006 cents per minute, so it's super cheap.
Gotcha.
But Wit AI is free. I always like free if it's good. And then Make.com is an alternative, which I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go with NAN. And then Telegram or WhatsApp it also said I could go that way. But the fastest path to demo would be it recommended Telegram. And then
Makes
copy
sense.
template from NAN workflows, then add Whisper Node to replace Google Speech, and then add Claude GPT for invoice extraction, and add PDF generation, since there's lots of already existing notes for that, and then test with your voice.
Nice. Very interesting. Very custom.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, definitely look to see the MVP would be very interesting. Because Telegram's gonna be easiest of an app that you could just either text or voice command, voice memo into it, and then could do, and then even respond and trigger all the sorts of automations on the back end, so you don't need to like host a website or anything like that, which makes it super nice.
Yeah. Is that similar to kind of what you were looking at?
Uh, I'm
Or
looking.
Airtable and
I'm looking for more out of the box. There's some I didn't know about this, like Google Sheets and like this thing called Docs Automator. Um, this could take some simple automation and then just pre-populate one like an invoice kind of thing. There's this one called Document. These will generate the documents based on. I'm looking for more something like this, like pre-made. She could just make a template and then add the variables, maybe do custom form, quick calculate sales tax or something like that.
so is
Have
she already connected to like Wave or QuickBooks or something?
because
Or is it just standalone?
I think it's standalone. Because ideally, yeah, QuickBooks definitely does something like that as well too. QuickBooks Online, there's Zoho, even Stripe, kind of because I use Stripe for my invoicing. I haven't done the
Okay.
taxing part.
And then Wave is another popular one. I don't like it, but some people really like it.
Oh yeah, Wave is, and there's also like Zero Xero. It's like super cheap, but it's like a cheaper version of QuickBooks. Um, so yeah, it's just testing the different ones to figure out. She has like a deadline of today, and I was like, okay, well
Well,
let's figure it out. I was like, no pressure.
yeah.
So she got the custom GPT to do the calculation, but then to go from a GPT to then make the Word invoice. I think Stripe would be the easiest there, or QuickBooks could also generate it as well too. So there's different ways. So
But Telegram, in your experience, is the easiest way for voice activation?
yeah, to get any voice commands into any end workflow, Telegram works. I think I've also seen a WhatsApp. It's basically a voice memo, and then it transcribes the voice memo using. They have some transcriber in there, and then it usually splits. It always tell like is the message incoming as a text or as a voice message, and then it'll go and reverse back kind of thing. It even like generates a specific. I think I have. If I go to my uh, let's go to YouTube. I think I have a video that goes through roughly that playlist of that studio. Yeah, studio. Show me playlist. Show me playlist. And then there you go, playlist. And if we search N8N here, actually go back and then view the full playlist. Yeah, they're doing that. Let's see. I've seen Jarvis, that one. Unlimited, NAN. This is a good one. I think that does it.
Okay.
Let me see if there's
That's like
any.
your site? I mean, on your YouTube?
I'll send this in a DM because I keep private playlists on like this. So anytime I learn something new, I'll just create a private YouTube playlist and just start archiving things.
Cool.
Oh, Dave is a great guy. So he'll go through the whole, yeah, because he's building Telegram, the Switch, and all of that. So let me put this in the chat.
That'd be great. Thank you.
Nice.
And then what you just posted from the Reddit thing, it's funny because my brother-in-law was just talking about that for his architectural firm for a standalone private LLM.
That's going to be huge. The biggest demand is private, open source, and it pretty much runs locally. And then from that Reddit post, AI community, I like the second comment, which was very interesting because to productize that is very interesting. The guy, there's like two comments. There's one guy that's doing the full. Can I see more? Yeah, when they go to the very bottom, the top comment here is like, "Oh, I did it with just a MacBook M4."
Right.
M4 Docker UI, and then NAN, Olama, LM Studio, and Postgres, and then vector database. And then each legal department has its own agents with complex inner workflows, specific doc needs, and everything's local, and that's scalable. It's like
That's amazing. When I threw it into GenSpark, I just copied and pasted what you did, and it said, "This is a solid plan with real market potential, Sarah. Your instincts are private AR, and the next big thing are spot on." I was like, "I know, but Jonathan actually put it in there."
it's always I always got a second guess because like I'm waiting for ChatGPT to be like, no, that's a horrible idea. What are you thinking? You need to. I'm like, I'm waiting for that. I'm like, you're agreeing with me a little too much. I appreciate the confidence. Like, this is a solid business model. It's like no, you're an idiot. Like, do this.
My son and I were trying to build a ChatGPT that would be like really, really honest, but I still think it's very nice.
Yeah. But this is going to be because he charged $35,000 for it, which technically is like that's too cheap for something like this.
Yeah, and it depends on where you are too, because GenSpark was like, for a really small company, maybe 25,000, mid 35, but enterprise would be at 50 to 100,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could make some bank.
This is, and they're all gonna want this. And even to the point of even consumers are gonna want something like this, for their kids, for their like having a home, like a Susie from Jetsons kind of thing. But it's like, or Jarvis Personal, like that's where all roads. That's funny enough that Preston came on and gave a comment or kind enough to gift. He's the only one who's gone all into offline. Let me see if I think TikTok profile.
And that is the drawback for a lot of companies of the privacy issue.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even for churches doing counseling and stuff, you know.
Oh yeah, all that HIPAA, all of that stuff. Preston, there's Preston. He's the only one that has gone all into offline private local models,
So
and he just came on. He popped in.
Oh, he's live. I'm sorry.
I think this is like, yeah, like we were talking about privacy is such a big deal, and I think like maybe we should start learning how to do it. Like I missed that post that in the community. Was it? Did you guys do that last week?
He posted it, but when I asked GenSpark what was the learning curve for like Cloudweave, because Cloudweave I never heard of because I'm not in this circle, and it was like, oh, you need to take some time, but Cloudweave would put it completely on the cloud.
Yeah.
And do the heavy lifting for it, right, Jonathan?
Yeah.
Especially once we build like a vertical kind of sort of agent, right, or some sort of model, right, that you want to sell to the organization. Yeah, the number one question is like, what's the privacy thing, right? And you say, yeah, here's my option, they're gonna run it here within you, and you can work with their IT because they don't understand the CEOs, so they want you to work with the IT.
Yeah, and this is specifically, this guy said that the company didn't want to hire an IT team, and yeah, right there. And then the tier, I guess there's different tiers of CoreWeave, and I think David's working on something similar to this, isn't he?
He would be the only
David,
one in the community that's like has the skill sets to explore something like this.
the 2% Jarvis that he's working on.
Mm-hmm.
So this
Go
is pretty
Venture.
complex for somebody who is like a code builder type of thing.
I think
It's
this would take me a lot of time to learn.
it's
Yeah,
it's
I
a
don't think
whole
I could.
different. It's not hard per se because you can get roughly kind of close there with NAN because basically they just want to upload a large volume of documents stored in a vector database and then have that query with an LLM. So there's ways to do this on the beginner version. I mean, you could kind of do this with just like LM Studio, um, which is an app that for free you could download. Then you can start downloading or large language models like DeepSeek. I have this installed. It's running on my MacBook M1. But then you could kind of make a little API hook and then hook it up to a local NAN instance on the same computer, roughly. And then have them the NAN is going to be like storing the data and doing the workflow, and then querying the brain, which is going to be a private LM Studio running locally on your computer.
But
Um,
do you have to have your computer on all of you don't because of the cloud solution, right? Or do you?
well, this is all going to be stored on like just on a MacBook laptop, basically.
Oh, okay.
You could do the
So it won't be on.
towers. Yeah, he did. Preston's bought one of the towers, one of the new ones, and is running everything off one of these because you could technically stack those, and then for more power, more processing, parallel, whatever. Um, so, and then I put in the community one of his posts that he actually breaks down. Actually, I think I could do this and search Preston. I posted one of the videos. Yeah, this one. This video, he goes over the whole setup, everything, hardware, software.
Oh, you
Um,
posted this in April.
yeah, this is. I've been following and the trend's gonna pick up more. So it's very interesting as I'm kind of following both camps because we're in the cloud service, $20 a service or whatever, and that. Then there's the offline private GitHub side, and there's like trying to follow because they will all roads lead to offline private LLMs, open source. It's because the technology is getting so fast at the same
But it
time.
saves them a lot of time,
Tons
even
of
to have the Llama or something in house.
Yeah, because if you look at so actually I just saw McKinsey created their own internal AI just for PowerPoints, just to it's almost like a gamma kind of thing. And so they created their own internal tool, no API, no access, not available on the cloud, just so their junior employees can create presentations quicker, faster in the same format and stuff like that. Yes,
Wow.
Nika. Private means internal, not connected to the web. Data is not being used as training data for any future models, kind of thing. And that's a very big topic. HIPAA compliance, doctors, lawyers, health practitioners, and
Yeah,
stuff.
I was even talking to Oksana about that when we were talking about businesses being very private about what they're about to buy and competitors not knowing their search queries for what they want to buy, that someone else doesn't grab it up.
I have to find. He only comes up on my feed every now and then. There's one guy. He comes up on TikTok. All he does is ride this one wheel around this like really rich neighborhood. But he talks about building these private things for doctors, lawyer. I think he's mostly in doctors and lawyers space, and he's building training. They give him all the data. He's training the models based on whatever their use case for whatever they want to do, and he's making a ton of money from building these bespoke solutions, kind of thing. I'll see if I
And
find him
the
again. But
other
yeah,
guy, isn't he giving like the NAN access to their internal people so they can customize it as needed?
I
Is
don't
that
know if they're
correct?
the thing is, if I don't think they're tech savvy enough to manage it, he's going to be managing the whole workflow for it, for them, which gets kind of interesting. Oops. So we'll see what we can build as a first MVP, because I'm looking for like I'm waiting for my laptop to just take a blump, and so then I could just buy one of the Mac towers and then start running. So it's because you're gonna want that private LLM to basically upload your own sensitive data to be your own personal Jarvis to help you with life goals, business goals, stuff like that. That's going to be the trend future on, I see.
So you mean we're all gonna have our own, like we can start building?
There'll be a
Ooh.
it's slowly going to get it's slowly right now it's kind of like it's akin to like remember when like Napster came out and if you knew how to like download songs from Tor or from any other like one of those. It's like that now with just a GitHub and Hugging Face basically. But the hardware is catching up. By the end of the year, I mean the hardware now with the Mac Tower is more than enough of what you need to start off. And then you could get pretty crazy with like a PC setup as well too. I know some influencers are doing PC setups custom. So it's and then the open source models are getting more robust. We have DeepSeek, we have Llama. They're now pushing out a lot of open source models, especially on. And then Hugging Face has its own app store. It has one of the largest open source app stores.
What's it called?
Hugging Face App Store. So it's
Like,
actually
like these diapers.
yeah, this is the largest repository. I think they Spaces. That's what they call it. So Spaces is basically the app store for open source models. So it's like, do you need a model for image generation, video generation, text, language translation, speech synthesis, modeling, object detection, text analysis, images, code generation, Q&A, data of the images goes on and on. So these are all open source models that you can click on, and then you could run it, test it, and then you could download it to run. It's like a GitHub basically file, and they have all of these are open source. It's the largest one. Hugging Face recently bought robotics company as well as going to open source it. That's gangster. Once we get into robotics, that's when the scary fun happens. Fun.
Wow. Warren, how do you know that?
Right there.
I did one of your TikToks about it.
Oh my word. That's amazing. I'm thinking backwards. You already know all about it.
Cell robotics. So open source robotics. I like that. It's like a Raspberry Pi or like an Arduino. Ooh, nice. They're actually going to make humanoid ones. That's going to be a fun, especially for like STEM education. That's fun. Open source, yeah. Ooh, exciting. Something to create content about. We're close to Judy from Jetsons. This is version 1 of her. She could soon.
A MacBook to the back of it. Imagine that. Putting a language model.
Oh my word.
Gangster.
Yeah.
That's not that far. I mean,
Pants. Put some pants on, dude.
how much does she? How much does she cost? Like, yeah,
I think it was under three. It was something under $3,000.
that's not bad. Anything under 5 is great.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That would be such a great hackathon.
Then I would get one and it would do like that one in China to try to beat up that person.
It goes crazy. Ta 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 ta.
Yeah.
Oh no, I uploaded it to Grok Brain and it went wild. It's like wrong brain, but we're not that. I'm excited now. Now we're not that far away. I want robotics. Like we'll do open source. We'll get into. We are eventually going to go through it. I'm just waiting for the hardware to get cheap enough, and then a very simple, because what you buy today, 3 months, already obsolete, and so it's like trying to figure out a very simple use case for it. But yeah, we'll be exploring that in the course.
That's what we need to build. It's something that can
Overall.
tell us what it's going to be worth something in 2 months.
And then to productize it is the best. Is what I'm trying to like. How can we productize it so then it can run on M1, upload it, you set it up, and then you can start selling those, which would be pretty. I mean, because all lawyers, doctors, healthcare providers, chiropractors, I mean, they're all gonna want their own private models, and so you could, that's actually pretty exciting.
So many small startups, I mean, small firms that don't have the money to do the enterprise thing.
Hmm.
It doesn't
That's the
make sense
thing.
for 'em.
Yeah, it's technically going to leave the cloud and go back locally because the hardware is so cheap and the software is so powerful now. So it's going to be inversed, and they're going to do it for the cost effectiveness. It's too expensive, and then privacy is going to be the biggest thing. So it's going to happen.
Okay, I took you down that rabbit hill. I'm done. That rabbit hole. I'm done.
No, good. We're all learning. We're all learning. Let's go with Monica. Oh wait, we have two Monica. English teacher Monica. Sorry.
Hi, sorry. What? I just came in.
I know, no pressure. Hey. What's something we could celebrate as a win? And then what's your biggest question?
Biggest win. I think I'm just I'm in what the third week of my low ticket offer that I'm doing still on Zoom. So I'm holding those classes specifically for a certain level of students where they are in their English journey, and it's really interesting. I enjoy it. So we'll see. The great thing about that was that I opened 20 slots and there's demand. So that was really interesting. So the 20 got filled in one day. So I know there's a need there. I'm now trying to also, like you said, start pitching more during my life towards professionals and what I've been doing 10 years ago. And so I'm pitching to that crowd. And already I had 2 one-on-one coaching sessions. So that's a win for me because I know, like,
That's huge. Yeah.
and it's, yeah. And the funny thing, Jonathan, it was so weird. It's like you manifested it, I think. You and I had this conversation about Monica. You already know how to get the followers. You're already making, some income. Something's coming through. You can even do a course on that. And
Oh
so
yeah.
yesterday, right after my one-on-one coaching, the lady, she's a HR manager or something like this, and she was like, can you meet my husband really quick? And he has a TikTok account and he has like 10,000 followers, but he doesn't know what to do with it. Do you have courses on how to do this? So like, oh my, I'm like, are you kidding me? So I thought about you immediately. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. He's like, people are starting to ask me this now, which is really funny. But
Hmm.
I don't feel comfortable teaching that right now until I actually get a handle and a flow on things, and then I'll focus on that for sure because I've noticed that yeah, people have that interest. So something I never ever thought about.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But I thought that was really interesting, and I thought of you, Jonathan, right away, and I'm thinking, wow. And then just and so those are the wins for me. I think it's just opening my my mind and possibilities to things, outside of what I'm doing already. So um, yeah. So next thing is gonna be 5-day challenges. I'm gonna start that and using that mini chat. I think I'm gonna start using that too, just to get people like something automated and see if I can get people to, see what I think I'm gonna get a better response with that. I think. I don't
Hmm.
know.
A paid 5-day challenge.
Yeah,
Cool.
like a paid 5-day challenge. I don't know
Hmm.
if it's 5-day or 7-day. I think it's a 5-day would be fine. I'm thinking. I don't know. So just and kind of see how that goes. But yeah, so I'm just thinking about that because I
Trial.
have everybody kind of like here, and I'm
Hmm.
just like, okay, now I need to pull
Yeah.
them in.
Bring them in. Yeah, because think of it like two tiers. You have the organic traffic coming from the live streams, moving them into a low and let's say mid ticket, something. The 5-day challenge could be the low ticket. What do you want to price for that? Do 47. Do 27. 27.
27?
Yeah,
Okay.
27 for the low ticket. Because you can always increase the price too. It's like, 'cause I don't want you to
Okay.
be too low. 27 because that's your it's low enough for them to come in and start to get experience of what it's like to do a curriculum with you basically,
Mhm.
and then you can upsell the community on the back end and then do the community at $47 a month. I know it's a lot, but again, we're targeting professionals that they need to learn English for their career or for to get promoted and stuff like that. So that's already two very good tickets, and then you can increase from there. So you can even increase the price for the community as well too, because the community is going to take time every single month. Don't do annual plans, just do monthly plans, um, and then just start off at like 2 times a week of group coaching sessions basically, and you'll have some like curriculum or something like that. You could, I mean, honestly, I would just sell a course. Honestly, you have the stand store, do the 5 day challenge, and then just sell a 197 course on the back end and do your different levels. Every level of the course, because you have A1, A2, and B1 and stuff like that. Every level of the course is 197, and then because it's going to take a lot of energy and time to do the 5 day challenge, and I would even condense it down to maybe a 3 day challenge is enough. um, yeah, because if you could fill and they get value out of the 3 day challenge, great. Because it's just meant to separate all the people that are on the fence from the
Yeah.
people that are serious and they're like, I need your help, I need your teaching. So then you do the 3 day challenge, give them attention, give them a structured curriculum, blow their mind, and then the only thing you're selling at the very end is a 197. You could do 297 and then discount. So if you're like, if you buy now, I'll give you guys, just because you finished the 3 day challenge, I'll give you a discount to 197, and then boom, cash, and then you're done. You don't have to like add more time. It's almost the same thing as well as doing with Sid. Is like just sell a course on the back end, because then you already have Stand Store that's already set up that could do that for you. And then then it simplifies your whole funnel, where basically you do the lives, which is a lot of free great content. You do the 3 day challenge, which is to separate the ones that are paid, and then from the 3 day challenge you sell the course, and boom, that's great. And then your goal is just to fill, as because then it doesn't matter how many people fill up for the 5 day challenge or how many people fill up for the course. It doesn't cost you any extra of your time basically.
Okay, interesting. Because yeah, I think one of the things that I think people think that I'm just gonna be on their live. You know what I mean? Not on TikTok, but like even on the courses. I think there's some level of expectation that, are you gonna be teaching there as well? And I'm like,
Yeah, you're high
I
ticket.
think that's gonna.
Think of you could do one-on-one coaching for a month package, um, and then for that I charge, say, 397 for one-on-one. Because and the again, there's people that there's a lot of people that can't afford that, which is they're not your ideal client, but the ones that need it for the career, because they're basically doing this for their job, or career change basically. Those are the ones that is like great. And then English course, let's say 297.
Discount to 197.
Mm-hmm. And that's your whole funnel. I think of it like that, very simple.
So then the English course, you're thinking this would be like a recorded, everything would be recorded.
Yeah, this is because well, this could be live, just because questions and attention. This is pre-recorded, and then you only need a few students from here, as well too. Because even if we do 397 times 8, yeah, even if you feel 1 day of one-on-one coaching, that gets you closer to your monthly goal. And then you have like 1 day of and you're basically, that's only 8 students. So you have 8 students in your one-on-one. Even if you do 9 students, done. And then the course is extra, and then 3 day challenge is also extra on top of it. So you'll reach your monthly goal pretty quick, or your income goal pretty quick, using just these 3. And then you're funneling people in. They'll start here, and then they'll ascend and ascend. And you do all this through Stand Store basically, which is
Oh my
nice.
God, this is like, okay.
Can I say something about of your hesitation about teaching about what you're kind of still embodying. So I actually, I think it's a very inspiring message because I got enrolled first when I got into the AI space. So there was a guy, and he was like, literally, his message was, "Hi, I'm like totally new to this. My goal is to make $1 million with AI. Like, join my mastermind." Like, I mean, obviously, he was downplaying it a little bit because he had like, decent knowledge for where I was at that time. But technically, you just need somebody who has, who just a little bit behind. And a lot of times, people just want to learn in a community to be supportive, like obviously. So basically, he had a 3 month mastermind that I signed up, and that was a really good entry kind of thing for me because it was a community, put us all in kind of sort of thing. It was pretty basic, like once a week he did some sort of core, like pre-recorded or something, and thing, and then like once a week or once a month we had one-on-one, or not one-on-one, group thing, which I thought was not enough. But even if you do like one module a week and then hold like office hours a week, it would be really good. And that's all you need to do is say, hey, this week I'm doing clone or whatever, or I'm just going live, or like people just want support. So you can do that too if you want as a
Interesting.
mastermind. It was really
Thank
good.
you.
Yeah.
Hi Monica, hi everybody, it's Sharon. I would just agree 500% with Oksana. I did a 90-day, um, and it was in a community. And what she would do is once a week, we would have a live session with her, but everything else was pre recorded. You could DM her any questions. And it was really a supportive community. That was when I was learning digital marketing. It was really supportive. So when you put something in the community, someone within the community would, they were excellent at Facebook ads, for example. You'd get a response, you'd get support. So I totally agree with Oksana. I ended up staying with her for, nearly 2 years because of those 90 days. So yeah, you build
Okay.
loyalty. You
Yeah, and
definitely.
because we grow and evolve, and you will grow and they will grow with you, and you can create
Yeah.
community either in the Facebook group, like even if you don't have like a community like Jonathan has, but the one that I was in, he had it in Telegram, or not Telegram. He had it on WhatsApp, but I actually really like Telegram for this things.
Okay. Yeah, Telegram is one thing that I was searching, like researching as well. And I forgot to mention also, you guys, I think one win for me, and I don't know why I didn't think about this one. I've helped out live like two people only. So I'm like, okay, if I can like just help one person, I'm cool, right? It was just a 2 minute talk, and it was a motivational talk more than anything. Um, and they had their interviews that same week, and they got a better job. Both of them actually DM me privately, and they were like, "You're changing lives. I got an even better offer." And that to me was just like, like that's the kind of stuff that makes my day. So I'm like, okay, I think I have something here.
Yeah.
So
It's like
yeah.
confident approach that could be part of it because most people are procrastinating because they're afraid to show up and do the live stream or
Yeah.
whatever you're doing, right? So like confidence coach, and it's like it's all mindset, and you say, okay, let's guys do this. Like I say, even just for the community, let's do it together. Like if you do,
Yeah.
do that, that will be coach. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, you guys. I appreciate it. I needed. Thank you. Thank you.
Amazing. We all want we're we're all here to help each other succeed at the end of the day. It's like we're all in the same camp, we're doing the same things, and so it's like to see everyone get traction and stuff. So it's you're getting great momentum. Nice, nice, nice. Let's go, Nikki.
Am I Nikki?
Uh, Nika.
Or is there
I think
another Nikki?
I think we have another Nikki.
Oh, good.
Hi,
Oh,
I'm
goodness,
Nikki
Nika.
too, but actually, I will
hopped on. I'm just trying to catch up to whatever the conversation is. So um, I don't really have anything to add this week.
Awesome. No, great to have you, honestly.
Yeah, thank you.
And then any questions and stuff like that, just post in the community, DM me. And then I like how also Warren is also going back to the pre-recordings or the previous recordings of the office hour session, because there's so many tool tips and stuff. And I put the transcript down below, so we share a lot of tips week over week. It's a big library.
You know what? Thank you for that reminder, because yes, that is something that would be really helpful, is to dive into those.
And what I'm doing now is I'm putting everything in just event recordings. I'm going to move these in here. And from here, let me go here, for example. This is turned out to be a very big library. Now I'm kind of adding some keywords at the top. And then also I'm adding the Fathom transcript. I'm on the Fathom paid plan. So you can technically go straight from there to the Fathom transcript. And I think you'll get a lot more use at as far as like navigating a meeting, because here you can see all the topics down below. And then if there's a topic that catches your eye, you can literally click on it.
Yeah, you've been doing some posts too.
And it will take you to that specific moment in the video as well too. You could also ask it or chat with basically the transcript or the meeting. Hey, what were the top 10 tools Jonathan talked about? Or what was that one thing Jonathan mentioned, or stuff like that. So you can go through it, and then you can see all like the chat messages, and everything's hyperlinked. Everything will link to that specific moment in the video too. So I think that's a little better way to navigate previous meetings and go deeper into it. I think you could even, you could even rewrite the transcript anyway. Hey, just give me the top tools that we talked about, or something like this, or how can this apply for whatever, something like this. And then we added a new course in it too, if you guys are interested too. In the productivity course, Candy was asking about like, hey, is there something better than Otter? And I was like, okay, cool, so in the productivity course, I created a Fathom note-taking tutorial. So this video will go deep into all of the features of how to use Fathom. Because one, especially with clients, because it emails the transcript and the video to clients, and they're super impressed with it, because they walk out of the meeting and are like, what did John say? What were the action items? We talked about a lot of stuff. And so clients are impressed with it. I find it very easy to use, and it's what I'm using. I'm on the paid plan. I think it's like $18-19 a month or something like that. So yeah, compared to all the other AI note-taking tools, Fathom has been like the most reliable.
Paid plan, is it for a team or for a single user too? Because I only find the team option there.
There's you can upgrade, and the only difference on the I have a link down there that will give you like a 30-day trial to the premium one. And what it does is, once you're on the free version, you still get the whole video, unlimited videos, but you get just a very short version of the transcript. So if you upgrade to the paid plan, which I think in the upper right hand corner, you can, somewhere around here, you can upgrade. It will actually, because you'll get 30 days of the trial, and then you can upgrade to their next plan. And then it allows you to Fathom price. Once you go here monthly, you can switch to the premium option. They have the team option, which doesn't apply really to anyone. It's really just the premium option. That's going to give you, the only difference is the meeting summaries. Is basically, you could go deep into it, but everything else, you'll get unlimited video recordings, unlimited storage. It's kind of wild. And then Sarah says, are you doing still Alfred Code? Yes. I'm still working through kind of because eventually the whole course and everything will be consolidated into the 5 stages. And then from the 5 stages, I'm kind of like this is a little on the back end side. Edit lessons. Now I have pretty much how I'm working out. I'm going through the different lessons of the beginner, going through basically, this is going to be the all-encompassing, all the AI tools in every order that you need to go through basically what I'm calling like the 5 stages. And then I'm also adding more stuff to the Quick Start Hub. That's kind of like generalist price per se. That's the member skill directory, list of AI tools. I moved the affiliate program in there as well too, but everything I'm following is the business roadmap. So basically I listed out what are all the courses in what order for people and entrepreneurs to basically get started and slowly work through, all the way from computers to productivity to then digital products like stand stores, running paid ads, to even then automating back-end operations, task management, like with ClickUp or stuff like that. So
I didn't know you did this. So this is where did you
Oh,
do this?
yeah. So I know I'm slowly like changing a lot or like reorganizing a lot.
I gotta rewind. Yeah.
I was about to just bust in and ask the same thing. Like, how did I miss this? It looks like amazing.
Yeah, I'm. This is I'm slowly moving into like 2.0 of the community, and so the way it works is basically the Quick Start Hub, which I'll put in here, is going to be just like stuff that's just related to the community as a whole. So you have new members when they join. There's a getting started checklist, which basically just shows like how to navigate the community app itself. The roadmap is basically the curriculum for all of the courses in every order and why. Why, what's the key outcome, what are the specific tools that you need to learn, and then it's going through the 5 stages where starting with personal productivity, business foundations, how to do content, streamline it, how to do monetization, which is basically like stand store, paid ads, funnels, stuff like that. And then systems, which is basically like ClickUp, Make.com. We're going to be doing Zapier as a course in there too. So that when people come in, fundamentally, there will only be 5 stages of like modules in the course. And this is kind of like stage 1. Everything down below will eventually be absorbed into the appropriate stage so that you can see all the tools in what order should you be taking them so that you could start working through to become more dangerous with AI. Not all the tools are applicable for a lot of people, but at the same time, it's like the problem that I'm solving here is what is a structured curriculum? What course do I need to learn in what order to get whatever my goals are for my business? Do I need productivity? Do I need to focus on content? Do I need to focus on how to monetize, turn attention into leads? Okay, I need to also then later on is scaling. Scaling is going to be ClickUp, Teams, virtual assistants, outsourcing, stuff like that as well too. So all of these here are going to eventually be absorbed, and there will only be stage 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that you could go through, and then everything will be ordered, structured in it. And then so this is kind of like my back end kind of scene, so you can see, so that I'm slowly working through each lesson at a time. So personal productivity, we did the Tick courses there. Eventually there'll be password management. I'll move the Notion course in there, the Math ChatGPT course in here, the custom GPTs, and then general stuff like here, if you're interested in member skill directory, the AI roadmap, which goes through the whole curriculum, list of AI tools. If there's an AI tool, it's pretty much in here, all categorized. And then I also lowered the price and made it very simple. Instead of monthly coaching, if people need one-on-one help, you could just book. There's a TidyCal link, and you could just book an hour directly with me, and I could just work with you on your goals or what you're doing. So I made that more affordable and easier for members just to get one-on-one help with me. And then the affiliate program I put in here, if you guys want to sign up, it's completely free. You have to be a member, and then you get a special code, and then any member that signs up with that code, you get and they become a member, you get 20% of that monthly subscription in perpetuity, as long as they stay a member and you stay a member, basically. So if you want to earn passive income for referring members into the community as well too.
Well done. This is like so nice the way you laid it out.
That's yeah, it's like going from a little chaos and now see, okay, this is going to be what my vision is for Community 2.0. For the whole thing. And then
super impressive, Jonathan. Great job, man.
Oh, thank you. You guys have been watching this whole thing evolve, and now I've been taking feedback and slowly working through it. So this gives me a clear path for the curriculum. We simplify all the tools that you need to learn, and then all the resources outside of the 5 stages. Then it would just have one for the event recordings. Anything, an event or a live class. So that you have the event recordings, Anything show and tell will be in here, or any challenges, and then I'm going to move interviews in here too. So there's a lot of great interviews that I'm doing on TikTok. So I'm going to download those and save those in here, like Coach Jaja, or yesterday's was a great session as well too. So this will be a whole video library that you go with, and then at least for stuff like this stuff will have the Fathom transcript, so that you could quickly just skim through it, see if there's something interesting. And I highly recommend just jump to the Fathom, and then from Fathom, it makes the whole recording more interactive. You could ask the questions: how does this apply to my business? My business is XYZ. Is there anything in here that's relevant I could use? And Fathom will chat with you and give you that answer, so that you don't have to like spend the whole time trying to binge, because we consume a lot of content every single week. I'm trying to make it digestible too, so that's why I like Fathom for that too. It's really helpful. But you guys are all what's making this possible. Truly grateful for each and every one of you, honestly.
Yeah, I also like that we have a calendar now to go there and find what's going on and join.
And the calendar is pretty locked in, which is nice. And I highly recommend, if you download the mobile app, you can click on any of the events, and then when you RSVP, it will send you both an email notification and I think somewhere around here, you can RSVP right here. Also add it to your calendar very easily, and then it will send you a mobile notification an hour before. Bye, Monica. Hour before the meeting, and also an email reminder an hour before the meeting. But I also still send emails usually the night before, of like reminders of events as well too, so you guys will get that email too. So, and then in the DMs, please, you can ask as many questions as you want. If there's something that I'm going back and forth with a lot of different members, helping them in the DMs as well too. So you have that as well, which is great. And then fun little thing, I don't know, I'm still trying to figure out what to do with it. But we have a leaderboard. So basically, if you post content people like, or provide value and stuff like that, we can you get little points and stuff. I'll figure out something.
You can bathe for being number one.
Of course, I'm like, hey.
Come on, Betty.
You guys, I love when new members come in here, like, they let kids in here too. They're like, all right, this kid knows a lot about AI. I'm really behind if this 4-year-old knows about AI. Holy shoot. Like, amazing. No, we're growing it. We are growing. Beautiful. Oksana, let's go with you.
Okay. Hey guys. So yeah. So what am I supposed to say? What
Something we could celebrate, and then what's your biggest question?
Okay, I guess my celebration is I'm starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel with my presentation, which is I've been like head down for the last few weeks trying to create a concept. It's really shaping up nicely. So I can actually start attending these meetings again, so I can interact and stuff like that. And it's given me like the more I kind of dive into it, the more clarity and depth I get in what I'm creating. It also gives me like the material to create my collaterals now. And once it's all kind of completed, my next step, like I want to create a website, like a new website for this specific, which is called Syntas AI. So I would have kind of foundation, because if you remember when I kind of started, I was like, I don't know what it is, but this is awesome. And
Yep.
this is what I'm kind of doing. So I kind of was kind of packaging into something, because you can't, like I was figuring it out, and I still am on the fly, like all these new abilities that we have, package it into something that didn't exist, give it a name, give it a structure and stuff like that. So there was a lot of that. So yeah, so my, I guess celebration that my presentation is shaping up, and I want to start practicing it now and getting some feedback. So maybe I'll be posting it in a group just for people who wants to listen, in a way to either learn or just to see what I do, but also give me feedback. That would be also helpful.
Yeah.
Okay, so the question is, what is my question? I guess so. My goal, or like at least the way that I envisioned, is to invite. So because mine is the opposite of what we just talked about, is like a high ticket. right? And I do have my kind of list of people that I'm thinking to approach and that. So my goal is now to invite people, my potential clients, essentially, to my presentation. So
Gotcha.
and I'm looking for how do I approach them and I guess anyway, like
Mm-hmm.
next steps of bringing them in and then offering them something, right? Offering, like creating an offer. I do have a couple of offers already there, but anyway, like going through that transition to converting.
Nice. Yeah, with this, it's pick a time every single week that you want to host your webinar. Every Saturday, every Sunday, every Friday, anytime that you want. And then set up a Zoom link, and then now you're going out and there's a couple different ways. You could use GenSpark to basically do lead gen from the Sheets option to say, hey, who would be that my ideal client, and go find their contact information on LinkedIn so I could send them a proposal. Also, write me the invite, because that's what you're doing is just you're basically, it's like a free party every Saturday or something. You're inviting them to this webinar where they're going to learn ABC. And technically you want them, you want to build a funnel page, like an opt-in page for them to sign up for the webinar so that you could send them email reminders. Hey, Saturday we're going to learn this. Hey, it's coming up soon. Hey, here's the link to join. It's just like straight the link. That's going to be your email automation tool. So your main goal is one, lead gen with GenSpark to try and find the ideal customer or client, the clients for you. And then it's just cold outbound. It's just a pure numbers game. You're sending DMs on their social media, whether it be LinkedIn, whether if you can find them on Instagram possibly as well too. You're just sending DMs, you're sending emails, some volume a day, inviting them to this webinar. And then from the webinar, that's where you're going to be doing the pitching as well too. You're practicing the presentation and then the pitch at the very end. Highly recommend. I mean, there's if this really gets into Russell Brunson perfect webinar. This whole framework he kind of goes over. It's like a masterclass in like how to do the perfect webinar, and I think we have a custom GPT that will help with it, because this is what what you're basically doing is just trying to shift their belief to basically it's possible that they can get access to this new consultation without having to, or service without having to hire the alternative basically. And so that's what, and then you're going to be doing, honestly what I would do is just do a dry run of the whole presentation and put it up on YouTube so it's evergreen basically, and then tag it with AI for executives, AI for CEOs, AI for specific firms, commercial real estate or something like that. Put them up on YouTube, and it's going to be evergreen, because then in the link in bio, because one of two things is going to happen. If they can attend, they'll have the schedule. If they can't attend, you send them the webinar link, and then in the link in bio in here is the link to book a call or book a discovery call, to basically do some engagement. They get a 1 week trial or something like that to just see the difference of it. That would be kind of like, because you're basically it's lead gen content, and then it goes to a webinar, and then from the webinar basically pitching a discovery call. Later on, once you fine tune the webinar and it converts, then you can make that webinar evergreen, where you could honestly run ads, and
Yeah,
then
now I just be practicing it
mm-hmm.
over and over and over. So I guess my next question is like, I know you were showing how to build. I need probably more than website. Website is really good for this category because it's credibility. They all like, what's your website kind of thing. And now that I have more context around that, I can create a website. But what I need is the squeeze page. And I remember recently you built something for yours too, Like, I guess my question is like, what is the easiest way? Because I don't want to like learn the whole thing, and I came from Systeme, but my assistant did most of that. Like, I want to something simple that I can do and build and change and collect. Oh, I know that guy that you just showed, the healthpreneur. Um, like, and something that I can collect and send them the follow up, which I don't know, like not in terms of like intense email marketing, but just like you said, reminders. Although reminders, okay, well, hang on. So what I wanted them is to the way that I was managing, I wanted my lead or not lead, my offer, first offer is to sign. Book a session with me one-on-one, but I guess it could be before or after, right? Or like, what is my funnel would be? Because I wanted them to book through my one-on-one through Calendly, and I have like a little funnel there that sends them reminders and things like that. Because ultimately, I want to talk to them one-on-one.
So the value is always going to be content or outbound, like outbound emails, creating content and doing outbound emails so that you show up in the feed for whatever social media platform, whether it be LinkedIn or you'll be surprised. David will comment on this. They're on TikTok, surprisingly, CEOs and executives and stuff like that. So it's creating content for that so that you're positioned from there. You need a squeeze page, which is basically this is probably the easiest of all the squeeze pages that I'll put in here. There's nothing else on this. It's just testimonials, who you are, and a one button to basically say, and you're using GenSpark or ChatGPT to basically what's the irresistible offer for the webinar topic, the one system that helps you streamline your whatever, something like that, because this is going to be your webinar that you're going to go in. They opt in. For the tool, the tool wise, what I recommend, because now you're getting into funnels, you're going to, it's honestly Lead Pages, Kit for the email, Zapier to connect it all together, and then ClickUp for the CRM so that you could track your leads, follow up with them, and then you could do.
I mean, we've seen your screen, but not the page that where you write in.
Let's see here. Share. Oh, desktop. There we go. See that? So these tools.
That's what I see. Yuri. Oh, maybe I'm okay. Hang on. No, I'm in the wrong place.
Yeah, go to the top and hit.
Oh, was it?
Oh, nice.
I was like, I'm seeing it. That's weird.
No, it's good to double check. I was like, yeah, these are all the tools for your funnel. Because basically what I'm running is basically paid ads on TikTok. Zapier is taking those leads and putting them into a Kit email sequence. And the sequence, I think it's like a 7-day sequence, real simple. And then I'm tracking them also in the CRM, like ClickUp, so I can see conversions and stuff like that. Then TidyCal for the calendar booking. I'm actually building this all out for Keen on the call. If you guys want this built for you, I can build it for you, but it's not going to be cheap, just kind of saying. But this is because basically what you're building is you're building a lead acquisition system that you could pay money on ads. They funnel through a pre-made webinar, and then from a webinar, the call to action is the book a call. Fundamentally, that's the whole thing, because then it runs evergreen, and then you don't have to stress out about. It's basically this. It's the same funnel process that he sells. Basically, it's a webinar funnel with paid ads. Very simple. And then he shows you basically how, because with that you could run, you pick your traffic. You could pay to Insta, you could pay to Facebook, you could pay to TikTok. You're running ads. They're opting into the funnel. It's evergreen. They just record, they just watch it, which is nice. Doesn't take your time. But then they're watching and seeing this whole presentation of basically wowing them. You're basically introducing them to a new vehicle that they've tried and struggled before, but now they're able to do this. For example, this has been, so if you sell anything high ticket, webinar funnels have been the highest, the best strategy to convert leads on autopilot, because then you're just spending money. This is basically what I'm doing. I'm just spending money on ads, converting them into, like for example, Pam, I think also came through that funnel too. So they saw my ad, they click on the ad, enter their email, they get the email sequence that just says, hey, enroll, 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 and then a percentage of them enrolls into it. It's also the same as in here, which is Propane. So online course, yeah, I always reference this. So paid ads, landing your opt-in page, they enter their email, and then you could put a webinar right here, and then from webinar you could pitch, book a call basically, and then once they enroll and they attend, then you're just sending them emails, hey, book a call basically. You could send it both on both levels and just book a call, but you kind of want to qualify them to say, because you don't want tire kickers to show up on the call, so you want some application questions of like 3 application questions to see, like, are they your ideal client, do they have the right budget, and then is this a priority for them to take action now basically.
Basically, you have them to fill out like an application, right?
You could
So
do it.
let's say if I don't do ads yet, but I do write or show up with content, so that would be the same thing, right?
Mhm.
Like now, from now on, I basically, if I have so technically, I could do that in System, like this
Yeah.
whole funnel work in System.
Yeah, you could do it all in System. The email, the funnels, you could build it all in System, everything fundamentally.
In System, yeah. So technically, yeah, and it could look decent, and I somewhat know how to use that one, so I don't have to build and connect then I won't have to connect to Zapier and all these kind of things, right? It's all in System technically.
Yep, the opt-in page, the email marketing, the CRM, basically it just tags them, basically where they are in different stages. You could do the whole thing in System. And then what I recommend, if you do your video, host your video in Wistia. Wistia, free, upload the video, because then you'll get analytics on where's the drop-off. After they watch the video, where's the drop-off? Is it after 3 minutes, 5 minutes, or something like that? Okay, I need to go back and re-record that to improve it. But I would honestly also start publishing. I would start practicing your webinar and just start publishing content. Like do a webinar a day, and then you'll start publishing, because there's keywords that they're searching for. Let's just do AI for executives, for example.
Publishing like on YouTube and TikTok.
Yeah. Well, YouTube is going to be the long form, and then because there's search volume. So if we do vidIQ, it should be logged in. Yeah. So if we do AI for executives, there's 1,200. What about CEOs? 9 less. AI for you mean commercial real estate. Better. So this one, AI for commercial real estate, there's
What about AI for decision makers?
there's like
So there's like a
managers.
lot of searches.
Yeah, there's not that much traffic. So it's like executives is probably the most. And then there's no competition. So that means if you create just 3 videos a week with a really good thumbnail from like ChatGPT, real simple, you'll start ranking. They'll watch your videos, and then you just put your calendar link in the bottom, and you just say, hey, click the link down below to book a free discovery call, and I can help you. You don't say a discovery call. You say more like, I'm going to give you a full roadmap on the call or something like that.
Also could be the future of work, which is a big thing because they're kind of envisioning, right?
All these keywords. There you go.
Competition is
Future,
needed
right.
there because that's more.
And you'll find through the keyword research, like who's creating content for executives and stuff. And you actually find no competition for you, what you're doing. So, because they're most likely an employee of a large organization like McKinsey or something like that. So there really is no personal brands there that can speak towards executives and stuff like that. So you'll dominate that keyword, those keywords pretty easily, pretty fast too.
Yeah, generative AI for executives, that kind of ranking.
And YouTube's great because it's evergreen, and YouTube has the highest credibility. Once they find on you on YouTube, they watch your YouTube video, and then they go to your page where they're like, okay, let me see, is this a hobby, or like, what do you do? And they're like, oh, you teach AI and automation to business owner. Okay, this is what you do. And then they'll go straight into basically click the link to go. All my high ticket clients came from YouTube. They've never seen my TikTok, never seen my live stream, never seen my Instagram. They're all the business owners that contact me to hire me for like automation or consulting or whatever. They all found me from YouTube. And then they click the link in bio, which I just direct everyone to the YouTube page, and they all send me an email. The contact button just opens an email form. All of them have sent me, and these are very high ticket like programs, which is nice. But they're
So basically, with all my content, my call to action would be like my funnel. I'm just trying to like get clarity there. So whatever my content, my invitation is to invite them to my seminar, basically my presentation, right?
Yes, you can even just without just like what's the quick and fastest way kind of thing. I would just start pumping out minimally. If you could do a YouTube video a day, that would be great. Say 5. I know I'm stretching you, but because I'm stretching you is because you'll rank for those keywords faster and higher, and you'll build a library because you don't know what video will like. But they're searching every single month, so you'll start ranking quicker, and then you can send those videos as the lead magnet to just send it to them, and then there's no opt-in, there's no funnel, there's no webinar. You're just sending them DMs in LinkedIn. They go watch the video on YouTube, and then they just click the call to action to book a call. Simplest funnel right there, so you don't have to deal with.
What do I send them? What do I say them in DMs on LinkedIn?
Yeah, you're sending, hey, I created a free training for AI for executives, or AI for decision makers, or AI for CEOs. It shows basically the newest cutting edge of how other CEOs or companies are leveraging AI. GenSpark will give you like the email, and they're just.
I can even do clone say something like that, right? Or should I do my real one?
I would do yourself, yeah. Trust, when it comes to all this stuff, like this is where like that's why I really don't promote AI content so much, because it's so lifeless, and they want to see your expertise. You could show the demo of the video of it. You're like, look, I created an avatar, and they're like, what? You have an avatar? Like, whoa. And you're like, yeah, I pressed a training video. That got a lot of people when I first did the community and I was demoing my HeyGen clone. And they're like, what? You could build clone? Yeah. It's like, well, you're doing much more than just ChatGPT kind of thing. So that kind of just show they're just demo pieces basically. And so show your GenSpark dashboards stuff, and their videos don't need to be longer than 5 minutes. It's super simple, 5-8 minutes max. That's all. Because you're really going to be ranking for whatever those keywords are. Because you'll see, maybe it's like if I do AI for executives, and I pick this one, and then see there's not executives to see here. Let's see if they even have. Oh yeah, they find the same videos boring. So generative AI business leaders decisions here. They're not serving any content for that niche. So it's like it would be very easy for you to rank, and they're all boring.
Yeah, and in the message I can say, hey, basically, like one of the things that I found that a lot of companies invest in millions of dollars but not getting good ROI on their investment. So I say I can record that video. Say if you want to see the full presentation, send them to my YouTube. Although no, I want to invite them to my live presentation. I don't want to send them just to YouTube.
I would just send them to the YouTube, because then they could watch it on their own time, and then it's a massive flex to have a YouTube channel. That's like it's a huge credibility kind of thing, especially on LinkedIn too, because then it's just book a call, because you could take your YouTube content and just throw it on LinkedIn as well too. And now, because your whole game is just basically YouTube content, and then let's say sending 50 DMs a day to executives to have them watch those videos. That would be the easiest of the funnels, basically. Because then you don't have to do pre-recorded, you don't have to build a funnel, you don't have to do the email marketing.
And then they watch it, and there is invitation there. Hey, book a call with me. whether you want this or that, and we can talk and QR code or whatever, and then in the description I can put my link to my
Mhm.
Calendly.
Yeah, I would just Calendly or TidyCal, doesn't matter.
I use Calendly and I have a
Yeah.
really good funnel there already set up.
Yeah, super simple. Just book. Go for it.
Sorry, with having said that, Jonathan, when you said like send it out to 50 executives on LinkedIn a day or whatever number, what is the, I know what it is for email send and snail mail send, direct mail. What is a good success rate when you're sending out something like that to, what's the numbers as far as like, if she's sending out 50 a day, should she expect, you know, what's the
I-
return would be?
Ideally, a 1% conversion is nice.
Okay, so it is the same as.
It's no different than
Well,
other ones.
depends on the offer, I think,
Yeah.
right? But technically, because I already built a list actually for my ideal client through GenSpark, right?
Mhm.
So, but I don't wanna like I wanna do a lot of practice runs.
Yeah, that's your regular YouTube videos,
Yeah.
because I'd rather you do that, and then rip out the video, because then as you start building your library, they're gonna see a whole library, and they're like, oh my god, all you do is just talk about this, and you're refining,
Right.
refining.
Yeah.
Um,
It would be not just like 3 little videos that I currently have.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I was thinking, 50 sounds like a lot, but if you're thinking about the return,
1%,
1%,
and your high
yeah,
ticket,
it's a lot.
all you need is, one client a week, you're done. Is your basic goal.
Even a month, like technically,
Mhm.
I don't want any more than like 5 clients.
Yeah, cap it there. And that's a part of the offer is like, we only take on 5 clients a month, if that, if you meet the qualifications. Those are more exclusivity, more white glove. So yeah, it's just go all in on YouTube. Yes, Sharon.
Another thing you could consider, Oksana, I don't know if you're already doing this, but in a number of the Facebook groups where your target audience are, or for example, I'll just give you an example, it's probably better. It's a group that has a number of executive coaches. They offer certain services. So you could do some form of collaboration where you're both cross promoting. They're not really interested in AI, but your target audience, the high ticket, is the same. So you could do maybe a joint webinar. You could also possibly, like I said, cross promote. So they'll talk about you and your product and service to their audience, which in return obviously should hopefully generate some traction for you. Also in these Facebook groups, I'm noticing they're putting a lot of invitations out for a number of individuals to come and present. So they'll do like a 2-day event, and they just want you to DM them and say what you would talk about, and you can participate. So that once again would be reaching your high ticket audience and promoting you as the AI expert in the groups.
Yeah, because there is, nobody really teaches what I teach. Sharon, do you mind to maybe message me those groups that you're talking about, the Facebook groups?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Will
so yes, thank you. And I also was thinking I could basically like to associations. Like once I get really good at doing my presentation, I could also put like they could book me, or I can obviously approach them, but to associations like accounting association or some other ones where it would be relevant.
Definitely.
Because they're
I still participate in a lot of Facebook groups, and there's not a lot of people still talking about or promoting AI and what you can do with it.
who is that? Who's participating?
Sorry, say that again for me.
I missed what you said. Who?
There's a lot of Facebook groups that have business coaches, people that do like business retreats. So they're all targeting high ticket people and companies that really aren't talking very much about what you can do with AI. So I think there's a lot of opportunity there.
Yeah, no, those are all good options for me to pursue now that I'm gonna be taking my show on the road. And
Yeah.
okay, awesome, thank you.
Nice. Marlon, how's it going?
All right, I'm here. Everything is going well. Really loved our session last Saturday, and that was so helpful. And after that session, so I jumped in, and of course, powering through the course. I'm a very structured guy, and so I'm still in the custom GPT section, just knocking those out. And I was able to, get my FU Money business coach set up, my HVAC business coach, and my life coach. Right, so I've been, getting in the habit of using those daily and really tapping in, and it actually really helped me get my goals written out for that 1, 5, and 10 year, and do some hard thinking. So I was like, all right, so I got a life set up, and then the next thing I said, all right, well, let me jump into this Lawn Pro Estimate GPT, and I said, well, it's time to make my HVAC Estimator GPT, right? And so I took yours and then started developing mine, and so I got a working HVAC Estimate GPT built out that uses our price books, right? So it gets exact pricing from our actual, pricing from our distributor, generates the estimate in a consistent format based on what I was previously doing in Microsoft Word, and then copying and pasting and putting that into House Call Pro, and having to really manually adjust and type out and edit everything. So now I just got to tell the GPT, all right, I need a Carrier 2-ton 14-seater heat pump, and it generates everything out, gives me a cost breakdown, for each piece of equipment, and tells me where it gets, the pricing from, so it's not hallucinating crazy, or I can at least reference it, and then gives me something that I can take right to the customer and send in House Call Pro pretty quickly, so I can use it in the field. My service techs can use it if they need to generate an estimate. My dad can use it, and he's not tech savvy. And that was my big win for the week, in getting that built out and using it now consistently. I've been having to modify the prompt little by little as I'm testing it, right, to make sure I'm getting the exact answer I want. And so a couple of things have been a little tricky, with getting it, perfectly fine-tuned. But I'd say I'm like 90% there, 95%. I'm right there. I just need to get a couple things worked out, and I'm really excited to use it.
Beautiful. That's huge. That's saving you a lot of time and automation. Now you got a new superpower, basically, and then you could build GPTs both for your business and other businesses as well too. Easy digital products, and so that's really huge. Superpowers.
Yeah, this GPT was big, so a step in the right direction. And I guess my biggest challenge was, I guess fine tuning the prompt, right? Because sometimes I'll ask it the same, generate the same type of report, and it might change to something, very, very slightly. Even though I don't know, is that a thing? Will it give me a exact, consistent estimate each time, even though there might be slight differences in the estimate? I don't know.
Yeah, it's just do the math and test it out. Basically, it's going to be the easiest. That way, you can really test it for different use cases. And then you could also use GenSpark as well too, because GenSpark is really good with like math calculations and more accurate estimates. Think of it like. So I would think those two. That way you could run it through. Hey, ChatGPT, give me 5 examples from there, and then from there you can run it through GenSpark to build those examples out, check the math, and then run it through your custom GPT as well too.
Okay, that makes a whole lot of sense. Yeah, so that was the biggest challenge, just getting this prompt exactly right. But overall, I'm very satisfied with it. It's 90%, great, and I think we're gonna have a good summer, because we just got to June, and June, July, August is where the money's made.
Beautiful. Setting yourself up more time, streamline, increase deal flow, save you time. Definitely.
Yeah. I had a quick question for you, John.
please.
So, our company's customer data, right? Customers' contracts, service tickets, we were using Google Drive from 2010 to about 2022, right?
Mhm.
And everything was a scanned PDF of written contracts and written service tickets.
Mhm.
And then in 2022 we started using House Call Pro, so everything went digital. But I need to get this information from my Google Drive, which is all scanned documents, right?
Mhm.
I mean, maybe a couple, 1 to 3,000 documents, customer information with name, address, phone numbers, into House Call Pro. And I'm wondering what you think would be the easiest route to do that versus manually going document by document and copying it over.
Probably GenSpark can also upload files and then fill out a CSV sheet if you use the sheet version. I'm sure it could probably read the sheets and then export it. With a lot of files, and they're not standardized, right?
No, they're not. It's just scans, and some of them may not even be great scans.
Yeah, you could I mean it's a manual process though. You could build a custom GPT to say, hey, I'm looking to extract name, phone number, and email from a PDF every time I upload it. That's your sole job, and reply it as a CSV or a table, so you could just copy paste. It's manual, but I know because I built a ChatGPT invoice generator. Right? So you upload an invoice and it will extract the service, the price, all the details from an invoice to then fill a QuickBooks account or something like that. So it has the ability to extract information pretty easily. And then it's just maybe you could do a batching of it, upload multiple files and test out. Because I know it could do. Yes, it's already scanned, Sarah. Your thoughts?
Yeah, they're already scanned. So it's just like say in 2013 we have 140 scanned PDF contracts. The contracts are standard format, handwritten, on from a carbon copy, right? But the actual white page, but handwritten, but has all the information there and is all consistent.
Yeah, I would default definitely to GenSpark, but because most of those forms, even handwritten, are probably going to have a field name that says name.
Right.
So it's gonna recognize that right away for the field names. And I think GenSpark would do a great job in their sheets when you click on the sheets to recognize that. Since most of the work is scanning, and that's already done. I thought, oh my gosh, it's gonna take forever, but you've got them already scanned.
Yeah.
So I think uploading those files into GenSpark would be really great.
Would it make sense to, like I say, combine, say, 100 PDFs, or put in like a zip file, or what would be to condense the amount of times I would have to ask it to extract this info?
I don't know if it can do zip files. Do you know, Oksana? I haven't tried to actually load zip files. I've loaded a bunch of files at a time, probably not 100 at a time. But yeah, that's a good question.
Because if I could put everything in a zip file in one doc and it can run the whole 10 years worth of info, that would be fantastic.
Hey,
says yes.
There you go.
Okay.
Nice.
All right.
Do small zips, 100 files, 50 files, something like that. Zip it and then test it, because there's probably some limit per se. But yeah, I tried that. Yeah, there's usually a file size limitations.
Okay. Hey, I'll try. I'll play with you. I appreciate you. I was gonna hire, one of my college bros to come, and VA up for me. But I was like, nah, man, let me see if I can get this done myself quicker, which I think I will.
Yeah, GenSpark didn't want even eat any ramen noodles.
I know.
Nothing.
GenSpark takes another job.
Hey, the interns are cooked.
Game over. Entry level's gone. Amazing. No, good questions. Yeah, also good to know. We're gonna go deeper into GenSpark in a course, so it's very robust as far as what you could do with it. It's super powerful. Amazing. Pam, welcome to the community.
Hello. How are you?
Welcome. Great to meet you, Pam. How's the day going?
It's going good. I am getting an earful and getting excited through everybody that's there, what they're discussing. So I'm excited.
Beautiful. No, great to have you part of the community. Our formats are usually we celebrate a win, something in business that's we could celebrate, and then we kind of ask, "What's your biggest question?" if you have any.
Okay, so I am creating an Etsy shop to sell digital products, so I am all gung ho on creating using ChatGPT to create coloring pages, coloring page sets. So I've already created 3 that are trail ride themed, springtime trail ride themed. So I can do it's one for kids, one for adults, one for families, and then you can buy it as a bundle. So I was thinking about utilizing Pinterest for marketing, but I'm trying to see about the best other ways that I could market it, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. Actually, yeah, I know all about this. Because we had some members that did, or at least, well, it was actually through a 3-day challenge. We were talking about this, coloring books. So, TikTok and YouTube and Instagram are going to be your top 4 places. They're going to be vertical short videos, and a lot of what your role is just like a 1-minute video of you just coloring one part. Color with Me is a great series, 2.5 million views, and you're just kind of little highlight reels. What I would do is I would first find videos like this that are in the millions of views and copy literally exactly what they're doing. Notice they show the intro. They're going to show piece by piece. They're not showing like the whole thing per se, but little highlights. And then usually if you go to link in bio, yeah, coloring therapy, perfect. She would be a great one. She's actually live streaming right now. What are you live streaming? I'll put this in the chat. Because technically you're not going to, you'll sell more from TikTok than from Etsy. Because what they'll do is the videos will go viral if you copy them exactly. And then from there, the link in bio, honestly, is I would recommend doing a Stan store is your link in bio. And then from Stan, you could just sell the books. Or if you have them posted on Amazon, Amazon will do print on demand as well too.
Okay.
I think she's doing that. So if we click here, Amazon storefront, and there's all the accessories.
Cool.
And then even supplies. Yeah, it's all, and just focus on TikTok for now. YouTube also is really good for that. Her Instagram's really good too. Yeah, it's just vertical videos. If you have one of those, I also recommend for something like that, neck POV camera brace. They have these where your iPhone just kind of like hooks on, and it's just that's how they're doing the POV shots. I think probably something like that. Or they just hang on the neck basically, because that's what's getting the POV, so your hands are free to do the coloring of it, and you just record like you coloring the whole process or in like little highlight reel, and then you could drop it in like CapCut to do the editing and to make the vertical video basically.
Okay.
Nice.
Cool. I hadn't even thought about that marketing that way. It was mainly Pinterest, Etsy, and possibly doing some ads of some sort. But thank you. This is a different way.
Yeah. Your volume game is posting 3 videos a day, and then do that for 90 days. You're going to have a flood of customers going to your Stan store to just buy, or to your Amazon to buy, or you could do print on demand. You could fulfill the orders, and then there's print on demand services. I think Vistaprint one, Printify is another one. And then they just buy in your Stan store, and then you just print an order basically.
Yeah, these right now, I'm just doing the sets where it's like printables. They can just download them and print them themselves, and then I'll get into the print on demand later.
Nice.
That's cool. That's cool. Thank you.
you could also go easier route too. Is like Sarah, upload the digital file to Amazon. Now it's KDP or something. I think is the acronym, and then you just direct them to your Amazon store. They buy. Amazon will print and deliver, and do all that for you. And then you're just sending traffic to them, and then they get the Google reviews as well too. I know one in here. She did fantasy coloring books, and all of her store was just on Amazon Books, and she just had a whole line. So you technically get two traffic sources: Amazon, way better, and then also from your TikTok or social media, directing them to your Amazon store.
Okay.
And Book Bolts does do coloring books, Jonathan.
What is it?
It's
Book.
Book Bolts.
Okay.
Yeah, it BOLTZ at the end. Book Bolts.
Oh, quick.
No,
Bolt.
I'm sorry, Book Bolts.
There we go.
That's what I use for Amazon, and they will put together your coloring book. So you basically are going to create a cover in Canva, and then you upload it, and then you go in and you tell it you want it to be a coloring book, and it'll tell you the recommended size for Amazon, and then it'll ask for your manuscript. So you tell it how many pages you want it to do. You upload the manuscript, and then it spits it out, and then you just go to KDP and upload it, and then it doesn't cost you anything to sell on Amazon. So you're not paying a listing fee or anything, and then they only print it as someone orders it, and then you get the royalty.
Yes. Okay.
So you're not out any money. All you have to do is create enough pages. I think it's 26 minimum pages for KDP to print it.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Amazing. Great to have you part of the community. You're gonna learn a ton here.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Nice. Sharon.
Hi. Today, okay, let's start with the win. I'm starting the Stand Store Challenge. So that's been interesting. So in another life, we had created a number of digital products. So we've been revamping those specifically for this challenge, and we've created a couple of courses also. So they're all wins. We've really done that really kind of quick. We've done that in the last 7 days. We've built out our content strategy to support that also. So I would say those are the wins. We plan to document. So today I'll be recording day 1 of launching the Stand Store, so that also will become content, and people like Stephen Bartlett have given you, want you to tag him, and he will be circulating it too. So hopefully that's going to generate a lot of interest in our products and the AI aspects of our business. So those would be the wins.
Nice, good stuff.
I'm saying we already started, but your 90-day content challenge, will be participating in that. I'm modifying it slightly, so I won't start till Thursday. And for me, it is to do some type of content, which probably will be this Stand Store content, but I must be on camera. So it's on camera content that I will create every single day, in long-term video, or in long-form video, or just a TikTok, but I must be on camera. So that's how I've modified your challenge, Jonathan.
Beautiful.
For me specifically. That's really it. Sorry, I'm reading at the same time. Thank you, Oksana. Sharon, only on YouTube. How do we find her? No, we have two channels. I'll share it with the community because one isn't. It should be finished by about 5 o'clock today, and that'll be a brand new channel. It'll be
Mm-hmm.
called FD Digital Solutions. Um, but I will share it definitely in the community.
Oh well, we're excited to see you, Sharon. Although I missed. Did I miss it? Are we starting the challenge this Thursday? Are we all doing it in the
I
community?
think Jonathan started Monday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I wanted to start this week off with like, what's one thing everyone just needs to do to like move the needle in their business, and fundamentally, it's just 90-day challenge. I'll post this. It's just basically real simple. Just post something a day. Keep it real simple, and do it for 90 days. That's the whole thing. And then Sarah introduced me to Mr. Jones, just to see how simple this guy creates content. He just whips out the camera.
Lovely. I watched him live yesterday.
Isn't it great?
So
I just
simple.
At the airport, and he popped up, and I was like, he is a great storyteller, just making it plain.
Simple, value, consistent, and that's pretty much it. That's his whole game. Just good value content, and he shows up consistently. Doesn't even have to do any of the editing. I'm not even gonna add captions to my videos today. It's like, keep it simple, just post. It's like, I just want you guys posting.
His style is so different. Like what got me into you, Jonathan, is you talked to us on the screen a lot, and so I was like, oh wow, he's really paying attention. But he doesn't even acknowledge anybody on the screen. But you're still like working. I mean, it just shows the different styles. You know that not everyone's the same, and it works.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah, you're gonna be doing the challenge too with Sharon and I?
I don't know. I just learned of it. I missed that post evidently.
Come on, Sarah.
I'll pin it.
Come on, Sarah.
Let us know, Sharon. I'm joining you.
Well,
Yay.
I'm making stuff.
90 days. Trust, your life will change after 90. You'll build. The whole goal is it would just build a community. People will start opening the app. They'll start seeing your videos. They'll start getting tips. They'll start following, and then from there, later on, the easy part is you can funnel all sorts of traffic to different offers and stuff. But later on, I just need you guys more of just posting consistently. That's the simplest game. And then even if it's just one platform, even if you just did TikTok, that's great. Just do that, and then just keep it simple from there, because you'll get better with the workflow, the hooks, the value, all that stuff. So just post. Keep it simple. I'm excited, Sharon. This is going to be great.
Thank you.
Let's go with Andrew. Welcome, Andrew. Nice. We'll come back. Christina.
Hi.
Hey, Christina.
How's it going?
Amazing. How are you doing?
Pretty good. So let's see. I'm still kind of in the beginning of everything and figuring out Notion a tiny bit better. I watched your class about the setting up, what was it, a CRM, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then I watched again and tried to do the steps of it. So that was fun. I've got to get we're kind of in this weird time in our lives because neither one of us is working because we're kind of in the middle of all of this health stuff right now. So yeah, I think even though I feel like not as ahead, or I don't feel like I know as much as everybody, but I feel like it's good exposure for me, because sometimes you guys say the same things, kind of repeat it, so I get a little bit better concept of what something is. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna keep getting hopefully a little more familiar with things.
Nice. Yeah, just keep it simple. practice with the tool. That CRM course will just teach you like the fundamentals of like how to just customize a new sheet. But fundamentally with Notion, you just need that one document database. That's all. You're just, once it's set up, you can get the template. You can just start using it super quick and easy. And then you can look into probably TickTick for task management. That's going to help you like plan your day, plan your week. And then if you want to do like consulting or teaching, we talked about ClickUp, which is another big thing for automation. Very powerful, honestly. Nice. Well, yeah, DM us any questions.
What state are you in?
California.
Okay, you looked
Same. SoCal.
NorCal.
Nice. No rivalry. It's cold up there, but yes. Amazing.
Unless you're in Sac and then it's boiling.
So true. But yeah, DM us if there's any questions or any chat or ideas that you're looking to explore. I know with your husband's consulting as well too, there's ways to help him get more leads or sales or anything like that where we can help get him out there, kind of thing. I don't know if you could HeyGen clone him and then he could create content ideas, but technology's there.
Yeah, I also thought at some point I probably want to try to, I don't know, I've never posted on any whatever, but maybe at some point post on TikTok, just not with my face because I'm not right there yet, but just to help people understand like how this campus and this program works, because I feel like it's such a big thing, and the only data I was able to find was like very tiny bit on TikTok, honestly, about how to come and do a bone marrow transplant. You have to stay here for a long time. Where are the buildings? Where are the entrances? Just basic stuff like that. A little more complicated than it seems like it's going to be.
Yeah, the main thing is document, don't create. Document whatever's going on in your life. I'm live streaming right now at the same time, so it's like document whatever you're working on, because your pain becomes your message, and then what you're going through, there are a ton of other people going through too, and they're looking for resources. They're lost. They're trying to figure it out, and you're like, looked at TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. No one's talking about this stuff. What is? And there's a ton of people that are like looking for resources, and the algorithm's really good actually. As like it will take your content and share it to the right people, which is powerful. Because then you could do technically consulting for that. I don't know. I always think about business, but yeah, it's like, because there are people trying to navigate that path, and there's no resources. They only have the doctor, and the doctors barely will give them time in emails, if that. So trying to guide them through, and you could do a community as well too. You're like, are you struggling with this? Look, me too. Here's what I didn't know. Here's some tips to help you, and then you'll build a very big following very quickly as well too. And then paid community, paid consulting, either of those works. I know monetizing pain, but at the same time, you can make money still in the situation you're in.
I like it.
Nice. Yeah, create the content. There's people that are like searching for that. So nice. Nelson, website got hacked.
Yes, sir. That happened. I have my website. It's been hacked for a couple days. We're working on it. I did want to ask you about Kit. I'm wondering if you're going to give a course on Kit.
Yeah, in the digital marketing course, it's going to encompass like two systems. One is the Stan store, if you want to do everything through Stan, emails, funnels, or I should say funnels, but more like sell digital products and calendar and all that. That's all could be through Stan. It's quick, fast, and easy. Then for the people that want to build like more complex funnels, I'm going to be doing lead pages, Zapier, ClickUp, and then kit.com. And then I'll be going through basically how to use all of those too. Because yeah, I've been using Kit for the longest for all my email marketing, and it's just the easiest of all the tools. Very simple, reliable. It just does emails, and it connects a lot with like easy to use it with like Zapier or Make.com to like bring people in, separate them, move them between new leads or members, or if they sign up for stuff. So, and you build those sequences. It's pretty easy to do all the email marketing. And then I think in the free plan too. Go for it.
I started with Go High Level. I'm sorry, I started with MailChimp. And even though I have Go High Level, I don't use my email marketing from Go High Level. I kept my MailChimp. So probably what I will do is I will migrate from MailChimp to Kit. I like the format. It looks nice.
It's so simple as a tool to use, really. It's like simple, reliable, integrates automation. You can get by pretty far with the free plan as well too. And then you can embed a lot of the forms in it, so that you don't even need like a Zapier type thing. It's just HTML, embed the form, they click on it or they submit it, and then it goes into a sequence. It's only when you get into like the automations, go to my Kit account, only in the automations is when you're going to move up to the pricing, because then when they come in, you're going to do what I like doing is they'll come in on a form and I'll tag them and then put them in a sequence is usually the whole automation part of it. And then that's how, and Kit has unlimited emails. They don't get marked as spam, which is like notorious for Go High Level. Very, very powerful. But yeah, we'll do a Kit course.
It says if you purchase items, digital download.
Yeah, you can sell products directly from Kit. You could, it will create a page. It will create, it connects with their Stripe. They don't charge anything extra. You could do it directly from email. So you could basically build a store that it will generate a link, a checkout thing, or price. They pay. And then after they pay, just deposit it into Stripe, and then it will automatically send them a digital product and then tag them if you want as well too. It's very powerful. You could do a lot of that on the free plan. It's only the automations that's going to get you into one of the paid plans when you want to start tagging them.
Landing page on it?
It will generate its own landing page. So if you create a product, I'll see if I can create something real quick, but product subscriptions.
John, can she generate a landing page and redirect it to the sale page?
Yes, you can. When they complete, you could send them somewhere else as well too. Digital download, let's just say something else, and then they'll give you your own domain and then a page URL, create the product. It's pretty fast. It's like just as easy as Stan. And now that this is set up, so whatever, $5 for this, publish. I gotta set up payments, but I gotta fill all that out. But it'll give you, I think there's a way to view it. Yeah. No, my domain's not, or once you get that connection, it will publish it, and then you could basically build a sales page from here, and they click.
1,000 subscribers on their free plan? What?
Yeah, they're like Kit pricing.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because what happens is it's really the number of automations that's going to move you into a paid plan pretty quickly. But if you're like, you can sell unlimited, I think even sell digital products, there's no limit. It's pretty powerful and it's so simple to use, which is real nice. It's just reliable, which I like about it. I'm on the creator plan because I have a bunch of automations. That's pretty much it. Even you get API. Zapier could move people in and out.
Wait, so it has
on
an
sequences.
API on the creator plan or on the free plan?
Free plan gets you Zapier to API in, and then this is going to be the email sequence, number of email sequences, and the automation that's going to eventually bump you up into a paid plan because you'll want.
It knows you're doing automation through N8N?
Not that type of automation. Good question. The type of automation is basically like the 3 steps because it gives you all the pieces, but it doesn't connect them. So that's why you build these automations to like, hey, when a user comes in, I want to tag them with a specific tag. It's basically like your CRM, new lead, paid member, something like that, and then drop them into a sequence. you'll need automations to eventually accomplish that. So it's like a Zapier inside of it. Think of it like you could technically accomplish it with like Zapier outside, but
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to
powerful.
interrupt the conversation.
No, that's good. I gotta hop in another meeting. But yeah, definitely recommend moving from Mailchimp over to Kit. It's gonna be very powerful.